Most enterprise engineering teams treat Fluent text generation as the finish line. They feed a language model a prompt, receive a readable blog post, and assume it works. But as production volume increases, the gears break apart. Scaling this process requires producing a multi-channel campaign, emails, ad copy, and long-form SEO, while strictly adhering to corporate style guides. This chart displays where Agent 17, the content creation agent, sits in the broader agent tree. It functions beneath Agent 16, specializing in transforming the concept of a restricted persona into an enforceable brand identity. In a production environment, this is not a single model call. It is a directed acyclic graph, a tree of specialized subagents running in parallel to handle distinct marketing channels. The innovation that makes this system viable is the gate. We treat brand voice as a hard constraint satisfaction problem, ensuring that no draft leaves the building unless every rule is satisfied. Everything starts with the campaign planner, an orchestrator utilizing a sense, model, plan, act loop. It decomposes a strategic brief into specialized tasks. Instead of writing copy, it maps parameters to specific instructions, simultaneously launching the email, SEO, and ad workflows. This pipeline begins with research grounding, verifying facts via search, a legal necessity. Next, it hits the writer node, optimized purely for narrative to reach the most compelling line. Finally, the editor acts as the critical counterweight, refusing to commit drafts failing brand guidelines. By separating these roles, we allow the writer to focus on engagement, while the editor prevents hallucinated numbers or forbidden terms from reaching the public. If a draft fails the gate, the system triggers a revision bounce. The draft is rejected with specific fix instructions and sent back for a rewrite in 1.3 seconds. This separation of duties turns brand voice into a transactional commitment. Either the draft is compliant or it does not exist. In November 2023, Sports Illustrated was caught publishing AI-generated articles using fake author names and fabricated headshots. Within weeks, the fallout resulted in the removal of the Arena Group's CEO. A content pipeline that lacks the hard authority to stop a draft is a corporate liability. Without an editorial gate, there is no mechanism to prevent reputational damage. Some teams attempt to fix this by writing longer, more detailed prompts for their generation models. In a high-volume environment, prompt alignment alone is insufficient to guarantee consistency. This table maps the specific failure modes that occur when guards are missing. Brand voice drift and engagement gaming describe scenarios where the AI prioritizes short-term metrics over the established corporate identity. Complex briefs also introduce the risk of context window overload. When a plan contains 10 target audiences and 50 forbidden terms, the agent may drop the oldest constraints to stay within its token limit, leading to silent failures. If you do not build a hard gate, in production, the editor is a dual-layer system designed to verify both rigid logic and the nuance of human language. Layer 1 is a hard rule engine. It uses a ready algorithm to process a compiled style guide, enforcing thousands of symbolic rules. It looks for absolute violations, such as character limits or forbidden phrases. In financial services, mentioning a free trial can be a legal violation. If the writer agent includes those two words in an ad headline at 8 a.m., the ready engine flags it as an absolute block and rejects the draft instantly. Drafts that pass the rules then hit Layer 2, a soft constraint classifier. This is a fine-tuned DBERTA v3 model, trained on 50,000 human-approved marketing snippets. This layer calculates a consistency score. It ensures the tone is authoritative but not arrogant. If the output drops below a threshold, say 0.82, the system triggers a rejection. The failed draft is bounced back with a specific gradient of failure, informing the writer agent that the tone drifted 0.15 toward being overly casual. This creates a bounded retry loop. The agents iterate until the content clears both layers, converging on a safe, compliant draft without human intervention. Scaling creates a central paradox. When you run specialized agents in parallel, they naturally drift toward different local optima. An email agent will optimize for open rates by using clickbait, while an SEO agent will optimize for ranking by stuffing keywords. The result is a brand that sounds like it was written by 3 different companies. To prevent this, we use a shared embedding space. The planner maintains a single vector representing the central brand voice, which acts as a computational anchor for every subagent. We project every agent's output into this space using a contrastive loss function. If an email's vector drifts too far from the approved blog post, it is snapped back and forced to rerun with new constraints. If the cosine distance exceeds 0.5, the planner forces the email subagent to match the factual tone of the other approved assets in the campaign, preventing the disjointed identity that leads to editorial failure. Organizations implementing these architectures are reporting significant efficiency gains, including a 30 to 40% reduction in time to market for multi-channel campaigns. This figure represents the key performance indicator for these systems. Leading pipelines are currently achieving an 85% autonomous resolution rate. These systems are also a response to the regulatory environment. Full enforcement of the EU AI Act begins in Q2 2026, making content labeling and data provenance mandatory. Provenance is now a hard constraint. It is compiled directly into the Rexit engine, ensuring every asset generated can be traced back to verified, ethically sourced training data. The market is shifting accordingly. Specialized platforms like Jasper and Writer.com are pivoting toward governance, while incumbents like Salesforce and HubSpot are integrating these multi-agent patterns directly into their CRM platforms. The advantage for these incumbents is data grounding. They can generate ad copy and emails based on proprietary customer history that they already own and can legally verify. This timeline shows the evolution of the space. Jasper has transformed from a simple writing assistant in 2021 into a full-featured platform for smart automation and brand control by 2026. The true enterprise value is found in verifiable brand governance. The system continuously learns through an analytics loop. A multi-armed bandit algorithm reweights prompt prefixes based on reward signals like click-through rates, ensuring the system optimizes only within the approved guardrails. To catch silent drift, where the editor slowly starts grading against the wrong rubric, we run weekly stability audits. Independent models like GPT-4o and Claude 3.5 act as judges to ensure the brand voice remains stable. Agent 17 takes the persona as constraint model from Agent 16 and generalizes it into an enterprise brand locking system. Agent 18 will eventually inherit the same analytics loop, but instead of focusing on what is on brand, it will focus on what is personally relevant to the individual user. The writer's job is to reach. This structural division is what makes AI-generated content safe for a global brand. The ultimate directive for AI engineers building in this space is extremely clear and specific. Don't just generate it. Gate it.